We've got an update tonight on a story we've been covering for several months now. A mom in Eastern Oregon who wants to adopt kids out of foster care, but she was denied because of her views on LGBTQ people. She's suing the state over it, but she was just dealt a pretty big blow in the case. Jessica Bates is a single mother of 5. Her husband died several years ago. She said she was driving one day when God told her to adopt kids out of foster care. But when she went to get certified as a foster parent in Oregon, the training materials from Oregon's Department of Human Services said that she'd have to support and accept LGBTQ+ kids in her home, let them wear the clothing they wanted, use their correct pronouns and names, and get them appropriate medical care. Bates wrote back to DHS that she couldn't do that because she says it goes against her Christian religion. She wrote to DHS, "I cannot support this behavior in a child. I have no problem loving them and accepting them as they are, but I would not encourage them in this behavior. I believe God gives us our gender/sex, and it's not something we get to choose." She went on to say that she thinks that gender-affirming care is child abuse. After DHS denied Bates' application to become a foster parent, she sued over the rule about supporting LGBTQ+ kids, saying that it violates her freedom of speech and religion. In August, her case went before a federal judge in Oregon. Her attorneys asked the judge to suspend the rule while the lawsuit plays out and allow Bates to continue getting certified as a foster parent. Just weeks ago, the judge denied that request. Judge Adrienne Nelson wrote in her judgment, "This court questions whether plaintiff's willingness to love and support a child is sufficient to ensure that the child will feel loved and supported." And she didn't buy the argument that the rule infringes Bates' religious freedom. She wrote, "Religious applicants may also have neutral or pro-LGBTQ+ views, and that religious beliefs are not the only basis for anti-LGBTQ+ views." In her lawsuit, Bates had said that she felt like it was her Christian duty to raise her kids in the church that she attends, and that she intended to bring any foster kids she had to her church, and also to Bible study and other church activities. DHS discourages foster parents from forcing foster kids to go to religious activities that might have homophobic or transphobic teachings. And Judge Nelson said that Bates had no right to force foster kids into her church. She wrote, "She is seeking to provide religious instruction to a child in the care and custody of the state. She does not possess the same rights as a parent in this situation because the state is the de facto parent. Thus, she cannot invoke a parent's right to instruct that child religiously." In essence, plaintiff seeks an accommodation that would permit her to impose her beliefs on another, and she has not and cannot identify any constitutional right to do so. Bates argued that her free speech would be violated because she could have to use pronouns she didn't agree with. And DHS has suggested that foster parents use signs and displays to create a supportive home or take kids to age-appropriate pride events. The judge ruled that all of those were only suggestions and that Bates' free speech would not be violated. Bates' attorneys have filed an appeal in the denial, and the lawsuit is ongoing. We'll keep you posted on what happens.